There was once a widow woman who had one son, Jack. Oh, he was the laziest sort of man you've ever come across. Now, when he was a boy, she didn't mind looking after him. That was what a mother does. But now he was growing up. It was time he got a job and contributed something to the household. But he just sat around. She didn't know what to do to make him get a job. And then she thought, no work, no porridge. In other words, she wouldn't feed him unless he got a job. Now, the first work that Jack got, he was paid in coins. And he put them in his hand. And his way home took him over a stream, and as he jumped over the stream, the coins fell out. So he went home with nothing. "Oh, you foolish boy," said Jack's mother. "You should have put them under your hat." "I'll do that next time," said Jack. Well, the next place he worked was on a farm where they made fine butter and cream and cheese.